Hi everyone, I'm going through the worksheet on cycles in animals. This is on human reproduction system. Question 1. Now Sam put some goldfish and clownfish into an aquarium. The number of animals is recorded in the table below for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so we have type of animals here. We have goldfish and we have the clownfish. Right, start of experiment we have 7 and then we have 5. End of week 1 I have 7. I have 6, so increase by 1. And end of week 2 is 10, so it's actually plus 3, and this is another plus 1 here. So what you notice is that the number of animals are increasing. So which one of the following is a correct conclusion? So what we want, where's my pen? I want the correct conclusion. Okay. Now let's look at the options. Number 1, living things grow and die. Now based on this table, I can't really tell whether living things grow or die. So nope, this is not the correct conclusion. Number 2, living things can reproduce. Now this looks like the correct one because based on this table, I see that the living things are increasing. So that means that the living things are reproducing. Living things can move by themselves. I can't see that from this table. And number 4, living things can make their own food. Again, I can't see it from this table, and I obviously know goldfish and clownfish cannot make their own food. So my answer is 2. Right, question 2. Now I have the family tree here. So part A is how many siblings does Diana have? So Diana is here. Siblings means brothers and sisters, so they should be in the same line from the same mother and father. So take note of the key here. This is male, circle is female, so remember that. So this is the mother, this is the father, so siblings is 2. Okay? Part B, Mr. Joseph Lee is Diana's grandfather. He has 3 children only, so we're supposed to label in the family tree above. Okay, so let's remember Diana, grandfather, 3 children. Okay, let's go up. So where's the grandfather? Grandfather is 1 level above the parents. Okay, so this is the father, this is the mother. So males are rectangle, so it's either this or this because both are the grandfathers. One is the this is the paternal grandfather, this is the maternal grandfather. So the other clue that we have is he has 3 children. Okay, so let's see. This person has 1, 2, 3 children. This grandfather has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. So this is Mr. Joseph Lee. Is it Lee? Yeah, Mr. Joseph Lee. Okay, so this guy here is Mr. Joseph Lee. Part C, how many uncles and how many aunts does Diana have all together? Okay, uncles will be the parents' brother. Aunties will be the parents' sisters. Now they didn't say whether they want the maternal or the paternal uncle aunties, so we will assume that it's both. Okay, so let's first look at uncles. So uncles and aunties will be on this level. It's the same level as the parents. So how many uncles? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3 uncles. How many aunts? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4 aunts. I shouldn't include this. Okay, because this is the mother, not the auntie. Oops, so this is 2, this is 3. So I have 1, 2, 3 uncles, 1, 2, 3 aunties. Okay, sorry about that. Hope you are not confused. So how many uncles and aunties? 3 uncles and 3 aunts. Okay. Alright, question 3 we will not do, so let's focus on question 4. Which of the following statements about human reproduction is false? So I want false. Okay, so let's take a look. 1 sperm is needed to fertilize an egg. Is that true or false? Yes, this is true. An ovary releases 1 egg every month. This is true as well. A fertilized egg divides to form more cells. This is true as well. The umbilical cord is a muscular tube leading from the womb to the fallopian tube. Obviously, this is wrong because what I've explained in class is that the umbilical cord, it is from the mother to the baby. Okay, the umbilical cord is where your belly button is now. Alright, so answer is 4. Now question 5, study the flowchart carefully. Which part of the human reproductive system does A, B, C and D represent? Okay, so this is quite straightforward, so let's begin. Start, found in male, yes. So these are parts that A and B are parts that are found in males. Produce sperms, yes, very obvious. When the testes is the one that produces sperm. No, then definitely it will be the penis. Okay, because so far we only have learned 2 parts of the male reproductive system. Found in males, if it's not yes, this will definitely be no. Okay, produce eggs, yes. So what part of the female reproductive system produce or release the eggs? It should be the ovary. If no, then it could either be the womb or it could be the vagina. Okay, because these are the 2 parts that we've learned so far. Alright, so it's either the womb or the vagina. So let's take a look at the options that we have. And you can see straight away that option 1 is the one that is correct. Question 6. Which part or parts of the female reproductive system, when absent? Okay. So the keyword here is when absent, will not allow the female to produce eggs. So if it's not around, it will not allow the female to produce eggs. So let's recall which part of the female body reproductive system produces eggs. It will be the ovary. So let's locate where's the ovary in this picture. So the ovary is here and here. So every female has 2 ovaries, okay, at the sides. So X and Y are my answer. Now before I go on to the next question, just to highlight this picture actually shows how an egg from fertilization, it starts to divide and it plants itself in the womb, and then it slowly divides and grows and forms the baby itself. Okay. Now question 7, picture below shows both male and female reproductive systems. You're supposed to name the parts. This is quite straightforward. A will be the penis. B will be the testis. This is how you spell the testis, T-E-S-T-I-S. Part C is the ovaries or ovary. Part D will be the womb. It's not the vagina. Okay, the vagina is actually at the bottom. Alright, so a lot of you thought that the vagina is this part. No, this part, the bigger part here is the womb. The vagina is a smaller part. Okay, so always remember, ovaries, the womb, and then the vagina. Now question 8, this picture shows an unborn mother, a baby in its womb. Okay, the table shows some facts about the umbilical cord. So we are talking about the umbilical cord here. Now which of the following statements are correct? Okay, so we are looking for statements that are correct. Now let's look at each statement carefully. Umbilical cord removes waste material from the baby. Yes, that's true. Umbilical cord supplies nutrients and oxygen to the baby. Yes, that's true as well. Umbilical cord prevents the baby from slipping out. Not really. The umbilical cord doesn't prevent the baby from slipping out. And D, the umbilical cord extends from the mother's womb to the baby once fertilization has occurred. Now, it seems this D seems correct initially. Okay, but if you look at this carefully, yes, the umbilical cord extends from the mother to the baby. Right, but it's not once fertilization has occurred. It happens after a while. Okay, so it's not immediately that the cord extends. So this is not true. So I have A and B only. So 1 is my answer. Now question 9. This diagram shows how humans and amoebas reproduce. So if you look carefully, for the human, I have the egg and I have the sperm. So once the sperm goes in, then a new baby is a new life begins. But the amoeba, basically from one cell, it just divides or splits into 2 cells. Okay, so the question is, how is reproduction in amoeba different? How are they different from that of a human? So this is how it's different. So the amoeba reproduces by dividing itself right? While the human being reproduces by fusing a sperm with an egg. So basically what we are trying to say is the human being needs 2 cells in order to reproduce, but the amoeba can reproduce by itself. Okay? Now part B, where are the sperm and egg produced in the human reproductive system? Now a lot of you just wrote for sperm is male, eggs is female. Now we need to be more specific. Okay, so for the sperm, where does it reproduce? Yes, it reproduces in the testes. So that is more specific. I mean, you don't have to say male testes because female does not have testes. Eggs is in the ovary. So that is how you be specific. Question 10. Study the family tree below. Okay, so let's look at the key first. I have females with circles, males represented by squares. Okay, so based on the family tree, Shirley and Polly probably share similar traits. Okay, so Shirley is here, Pauline is here. They share similar traits because why? Okay, so let's look at Shirley and Polly. Are they sisters? No, they are not sisters because they don't come from the same parent. Okay, their fathers are brothers. So let's take a look. So remember, males are the squares. So are their fathers brothers? No, the fathers are not linked in any way. They are both the only girls. So is it because they have the only girls, that's why they have similar traits? No. So we've learned that traits are passed down from parents. Okay, so I get certain traits because my parents pass them down to me. So obviously it should be 4, but let's verify and confirm whether 4 is the correct answer. They have the same maternal grandparent. So maternal means mother, M for mother. So let's see. Do they have the same maternal grandparent? So mother here, mother, yes, both their mothers come from the same family. So basically their mothers are sisters. And because their mothers are sisters, they have the same parents. So both Pauline's and Shirley's maternal grandparents are the same. Question 11, asexual reproduction. Now the word asexual, what does it mean? The word, it's asexual, A means opposite. So opposite of sexual reproduction means it only involves one parent organism. Okay, so that means it is something like the amoeba that we've saw just now. It does not need a male and a female. It can reproduce on its own. So another example of organisms that can reproduce asexually are snails. Snails can actually reproduce on its own. Okay, so what can you conclude about the offspring of this organism? So let's take a look. Offspring will inherit half of the parent's trait. That's not true because asexual only have one parent. So how can I have half? Alright. Organism will inherit none of the traits. Obviously, again, that's not true because we know that the whole purpose of reproduction is to pass on the traits to your offsprings. Okay, so that a snail will always remain a snail, will look like a snail. A panda will look like a panda. Number 3, the offspring will inherit the entire set. So that is true because I only have one parent. So I will take all the traits from that one parent. Okay, the offspring may or may not inherit any of the parent's traits. So the word may or may not, now that is wrong as well. Because you need to, definitely you inherit traits. And so that's why as humans we inherit from both our parents. It may not be half-half. It may be more from father, more from mother. It is all random. Question 12, human blood can be classified into 4 main groups. Okay, mainly A, B, O, and AB. Table shows how these blood groups can be matched. Okay, so this is especially true for blood transfusion because certain blood types cannot be mixed with another blood type. If they mix, something bad will happen to the person. Okay, so this table shows what type can go with which type. So like for example, A, I can receive this blood with A. I cannot receive B type blood. I can receive O, I cannot receive AB. Okay, and different blood types have worked differently. Now, members of Stacy's family have the following blood types. So the father all the way down to Susie. Now, if Susie needs a blood transfusion, so like what I said, she needs blood. Who can she receive blood from? Okay, so let's look carefully. Where is Susie? Susie is this. Alright, Susie is here. What is her blood type? Her blood type is B. So let's look up the table here. So this is B. Okay, so what can she receive from is this and this only, and this is B and O. So she can only receive B and O type blood. So who can she receive blood from? Let's look at her family. Her father is B. B she can receive from. A, no. AB, no. AB, no. So she can only actually receive blood from her father. And so that's why your answer is 1 only. Okay, I mean 1. Question 13. The table below provides information of the characteristics that Michelle and her parents have. So these are some characteristics: dimples, color of eyes, eyelids, and nose. Michelle, present, and it's dimple. Okay, so this is how you read the table. Dimple and Michelle. Okay, so this means that Michelle, present means have. So Michelle has dimples. Michelle's color of eyes is black. Michelle's eyelid is single, and Michelle's nose is narrow. Right? You read the father the same way. Father has dimples. Father, brown eyes, and so on and so forth. Now, the question is, which of the characteristics did Michelle inherit from her father only? So take note, what I'm looking for is her father only. So let's see. So let's compare both Michelle and the father. Okay, so I'm just going to narrow this whole thing down. Just going to only look at Michelle and the father. So both of them have dimples. Color of eyes, Michelle is black, father is brown. So obviously she did not inherit this from her father. Michelle's eyelids is single, but the father is double, so obviously she did not inherit this from the father. Both their nose is narrow, so she did inherit this from her father. Okay, and because if you look at the mother, for dimples, the mother has no dimples, and the mother's nose is broad. So obviously, Michelle, has to only inherit this dimple and nose from the father only. Okay, so answer is 1, dimple and nose. Question 14. Mr. and Mrs. Chung have the following features as shown below. So same thing. Hair. This whole column is on hair. So Mr. Chung has naturally straight hair. Mrs. Chung has naturally curly hair. So this is how you read the table. Mr. Chung has a hitchhiker thumb. Mrs. Chung has a straight thumb. Okay, and so on and so forth. So Mr. and Mrs. Chung have 4 children, and their features are listed here. So same thing, Kay, naturally straight hair, Ken, naturally curly, Kate, curly, and Kelly, straight hair. So one of their children is adopted. So this is interesting. One of the children is adopted. Adopted means that they did not give birth to this boy or girl. Okay, so basically the child belongs to another parent, but they received this child as their own children. Okay, but they did not produce or did not give birth to this child. So this is important. That's what adoption means. Okay, so based on the information given, which one of the children is most likely to be adopted one? So how do you know whether a child is adopted or not? So basically, because it's not produced by the parents, so this person will not have the traits of his or her adopted parent, because they are not their real or biological parent. Okay, so that's what we will use to help us understand. Okay, so we will look at the features, and the one that does not have similar features will be the one that is adopted. Okay, so let's take a look at all. So K. So first let's look at K. K has naturally straight hair. Mr. Chong has naturally straight hair. Okay, so this one is from one of the parent. Straight thumb. Mrs. Chong has a straight thumb. Attached. Both Mr. and Mrs. Chong has attached earlobes. Now, let's think about nails. Whether I have long nails or short nails, do I inherit that from my parents? I don't think so, because the length of your nails, it depends on whether you cut your nails or not, and your nails can grow. So I'm gonna ignore the nails because it doesn't mean anything at this point, huh? Okay, so let's not look at nails. Right, because this is not a trait that can be inherited. Hair, naturally straight, naturally curly, you actually inherit that. The natural straightness. I'm not talking about perming or reborn. So that's why we talk about naturally. Okay, the thumb is something you can inherit. The earlobe is also something you inherit. Okay, so basically K most likely is Mr. and Mrs. Chong's children because he has traits that are from the parents. Okay, so this is not adopted. Ken, let's look at Ken. Naturally curly from the mother, straight thumb from the mother, attached earlobes from either one. So Ken is not adopted. Let's look at Kate. Kate, naturally curly from the mother, hitchhiker's thumb from the father. Now, but look here. Kate has detached earlobes. Is it possible for Mr. and Mrs. Chong's children to have detached earlobes? Look at the earlobes. Both have attached earlobes. So if both have attached earlobes and the traits come from either one of the parents, whoever gives you the trait, the children will definitely have attached earlobes. Because if it comes from Mr. Chong, it will be attached. Comes from Mrs. Chong, it will still be attached. So because both of them have attached earlobes, their children will definitely have attached earlobes. So this is very obvious that Kate is not Mr. and Mrs. Chong's children. Okay, let's confirm. Kelly, naturally straight from Mr. Chong, hitchhiker's thumb, Mr. Chong, attached earlobe from either one. So Kelly is not. So Kate is the only one that is not the children and is most likely to be the adopted one. Now question 15, diagram below shows the family tree of the Tan family. So again, let's look at the key. Triangles are males and this octagon is female. So doesn't always have to be circles and squares, huh? So which of the following statement of family is not true? Okay, so which one is not true? So let's look. Kelly is not the only children. Kelly, is it the only? Yep, is not. Keyword here is not the only children. Yeah, so she has brothers and sisters. So this is true. Kelly has a female cousin. Okay, so let's see. Cousins will be on the same level because it is produced by your cousin is your parents' brother's children or your uncle's children. Okay, so let's see. Same level. This is a male. So it's not a female cousin. So this is not true. Okay. C. Kelly's mother has two sisters. Okay, let's see. Female. This is okay. So this is mother. So does Kelly's mother have two sisters? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't have the other information. So this is not true. This is Kelly's maternal family tree. Maternal means mother. So is this the maternal family tree? I have a lot of information about the father. This whole side is from the father. So it's not true. This is not the maternal family tree because the maternal family tree will be on this side. But I don't have anything here. So what's my answer? B, C, and D only. Answer is 3. Question 16. Which of these traits in a human being can be hereditary? Hereditary means passed on from offspring to from parent to offspring. So let's see. Which one can be inherited? Straight hair? Can it be inherited? Now we assume this will be what we call naturally straight hair. Yep, this will be inherited. Brown eyes? Yes, your color of your eyes you inherit. Nerve disease? Yes. Okay, if you go and search, nerve disease actually can be inherited and it can be passed on to your children. Color blindness? Yes, it's another one that can be passed on to your children. Okay, so it's all of the above. Right, question 17 is similar to question 16. Which of the following characteristics can pass on? So let's quickly go through this. Dimples, yes, dimples can be passed on. Length of hair, again, now length of hair, same like nails. You can cut your hair, you can let your hair grow. So obviously this is not. Length of fingernails, again, nope. And there's a spelling error here. Double eyelids, yes, you inherit that from your parents. So D and A only. So question 18, Madam Teo went to the hospital to visit her daughter, given birth. When she walked past the nursery, she immediately recognizes her grandchild. Daughter and son-in-law have the following characteristics. So based on the characteristics, she concludes that this is her grandchild. So let's see, which of the following baby is her grandchild? So son-in-law or daughter has a black eye color. Son-in-law has brown eye color. Natural hair color, black and brown. Eyelids is both double. Okay? So let's look at baby A. Baby A, eye color is black, most probably from the daughter. Natural hair color is brown, most probably from the son-in-law. Eyelids is double. Okay. So it seems like this has all three characteristics from either one of the parent. Let's look at baby B. Brown from most likely the son-in-law. Blonde. Does any of the parent have blonde hair? No, so this is out. Let's look at the next one. C. Eye color blue. Does any of the parent have blue eye color? Nope. So definitely this is not the children. D. Black. Okay, maybe from the daughter. Natural hair color black, maybe from the daughter. Eyelids single. Can it be possible? No, because both the parents have double eyelids. So if both your parents have double eyelids, you will also have double eyelids. So this is definitely not. So A will be her baby or her grandson. Question 19, let's refer to the diagram. What is the relationship between W and C? So let's see, where is W? W is here, and C. So what's the relationship? So let's see. C, okay, again, let's look at the key. Square is male, circle is female. Okay, so C is a male. Let's look up his parent. This is his father. Okay, so this is the father. Alright, you should write all these things down. Now, so this is the father, and this, if it's, this is the father, this is a male, this will be the grandfather. Now, in your answer, you need to be specific. So what is the relationship between W and C? W is C's paternal grandfather because he belongs to the father's side. Okay. Now part B, how many siblings does O have? So O, where's O? O is here. How many siblings? So O is the female. I have one sibling here. I have another sibling here. So I've got two siblings. Now, part C, color blindness is the inability to tell the difference between colors. Okay, so that's what color blindness is. So color blindness is the inability to tell the difference between colors. A mother who is colorblind can pass this trait to her son or daughter. Okay, now this is very important here. A mother can pass this trait to her son or daughter. Okay, but a father, use a different color, can only pass this trait to the daughter. So take note, mother I can pass to son, daughter. Father can only pass to the daughter. So this is something peculiar. So now X is colorblind. So where's X? So let's look for X. X is here. Okay, X is colorblind. List down all the members of the family tree above who could have inherited this trait. Okay, so remember, mother, son or daughter can get. Father, only daughter. Okay, so let's see. So X is the mother. It's a female. Okay, so that means the son and daughter will all get. So I'm going to highlight, use purple, those who can get. So this can get. Oops. So this can get. This can get. This can get. So for a mother, I can pass on to all my children because son or daughter will get it. Now, so let's see. So this here is the father, right? So father, remember, can only pass to the daughter. So who is the daughter here? Daughter is here. Correct? So who are those who can get it? O, P, Q, and A. A lot of you missed out A for this question. Okay, so who can get it? O, P, Q, and A. And so we've come to the end of the worksheet. Now remember, the overarching concept for this chapter is that to understand that life or life cycle of living things involve processes which are repeated patterns of change in nature. So basically, we reproduce to ensure the continuity of our kind, and this process goes on and on and on and on and on. See you when I see you.